In this clip, we are going to have a look at how to solve problems in your head. The trick to working something out in your head is to do it in steps. Here are some examples. The first example says Ben has 15 apples. His brother Mike has double the number of apples Ben has, plus 8 bananas. How much fruit do they have altogether? We've been told Ben has 15 apples. And his brother Mike has double the number of apples Ben has. So Mike has 15 times 2, which is 30 apples, plus 8 bananas. 30 plus 8 equals 38. How much fruit do they have altogether? So Ben has 15 and Mike has 38. If we add these two numbers together, altogether they have 53 pieces of fruit. In this next example, we need to work out the answer to this calculation. To make adding and subtracting large numbers easier, we can partition the number. We can start off by adding the thousands first. So we've got 13,000, add 5,000, which is 18,000. Next, we can add the hundreds. 200, add 600 is 800. We can add the tens. 50, add 20 is 70. And now we can add the units. 5 add 3 is 8. If we add these numbers together, we've got 18,878. So the answer to this calculation is 18,878. In this next example, it says work out 9,000 multiplied by 7. To make this calculation easy, we can make this number 1,000 times smaller by dividing by 1,000. If we divide this number by 1,000, we're left with 9 times 7, which equals 63. Now we can make this number 1,000 times bigger by multiplying by 1,000. So we can add the zeros back on. So the answer to 9,000 multiplied by 7 is 63,000. In this next example, it says work out 24,000 divided by 2. To make this calculation easy, we can make this number 1,000 times smaller by dividing by 1,000. If we divide this number by 1,000, we're left with 24 divided by 2, which equals 12. And now we can make this number 1,000 times bigger by multiplying by 1,000. So we can add the zeros back on. So the answer to 24,000 divided by 2 is 12,000. Here we have two calculations. The first one is 160 minus 40. We can keep the hundreds and subtract the tens. So 60 minus 40 is 20. So the answer to this calculation is 120. The next calculation is 30 plus 20. We can make both these numbers 10 times smaller by dividing by 10. So if we divide by 10, we've got 3 add 2, which equals 5. And now we can make this number 10 times bigger by multiplying by 10. So we can add on 0. So the answer is 50. Here are some practice questions for you to try. Press pause and have a go at them. And when you're ready for the answers, press play. Question 1 says John has 5 sweets. His brother gives him 7 more sweets. John gives half of his sweets to his sister. How many sweets does John have left? John has 5 sweets. His brother gives him 7 more sweets. 5 add 7 equals 12. he gives half of his sweets to his sister. 12 divided by 2 equals 6. How many sweets does John have left? He had 12, he gave 6 to his sister. 12 minus 6 equals 6 sweets. John has 6 sweets left over. Question 2 says what is 3,850 plus 22,483? We can start off by adding the thousands. 3,000 add 22,000 is 25,000. 800 plus 400 is 1,200. Next we can add the tens. 50 add 80 is 130. And finally we can add the units. 0 add 3 is 3. To get the answer to this calculation, we're going to add these numbers together. We're going to add the thousands first. 25,000 add 1,000 is 26,000. Next we're going to add the hundreds. We've got 200 add 100, which is 300. 30 add 3 is 33. The answer to this calculation is 26,333. Question 3 says work out 17 multiplied by 6. We can do 10 times 6, which equals 60. 7 times 6, which equals 42. Now we can add these two numbers together to get the answer to this calculation. 0 add 2 is 2. 6 add 4 is 10. So the answer to 17 multiplied by 6 is 102. Question 4 says if a car travels at a speed of 60 miles per hour, how far will it travel in 3 hours? The calculation is 60 multiplied by 3. To make this calculation easy, we can make this number 10 times smaller by dividing by 10. If we divide this by 10, we're left with 6 times 3, which equals 18. Now we can make this number 10 times bigger by multiplying by 10. And we can add the 0 back on. 18 times 10 is 180. So the answer is 180 miles.